Many paper makers want your tax dollars, but one major paper company is saying no thank you. We will talk to that CEO. Well, speaking of jobs and your taxpayer dollars, U.S. paper manufacturers are reaping millions of your tax dollars due to a federal loophole in alternative fuel provisions. And one CEO says that the paper industry is taking advantage of the taxpayers and the planet and needs to stop. Joining us is Marcal Paper Mills CEO Tim Spring. Tim, great of you to be here. Thank you so much. You have to boil it down and not get in the weeds with this, but essentially it is a provision, a tax break for companies if they mix alternative fuels into a traditional fossil fuel. But some paper makers are doing the opposite and mixing fossil fuels into what is called black liquor in order to get this tax break. You say it's unfair.
Exactly. I mean, to me, this is a story of sort of government gone amok. A bill was passed in 2005 to try to promote the use of green fuels. And they encourage people to add things to their fuel to reduce the fossil fuels. An incredibly shrewd tax attorney at one of the major forest companies discovered that they could go the other way. Let's add diesel fuel to our black liquor and claim a credit. What was meant to be a $70 million tax incentive turns out to be a $6.6 billion tax loophole that needs to be closed.
Good times in the industry then.
Well, for them. Actually, interesting, just this week, International Paper reported earnings of, I think, $368 million on the quarter. In that same report, they received $500 million from that loophole. I could do the quick math.
Yeah, lost money, actually.
Exactly.
Without the tax credit.
The irony here is I work for a company, Marcal Paper Mills. Been doing nothing but recycled paper since 1950. Companies like this, a true green company, not eligible for this tax loophole. The companies that are benefiting from this are deforestation. They're clear-cutting trees for the purpose of making paper products. They're anything but green, yet they're accruing almost $7 billion. Well,
your rivals can't be happy with you.
With me calling a tax loophole? Well, if you're a taxpayer, you can't be happy. This was the government tried to do something good, tried to promote green behaviors, and at the end of the day, was just exploited as a tax loophole that needs to be closed.
You don't have to add much either, right? I mean, you can, but this law has been around for a few years, right?
It has.
Yeah, and it's been in effect. So why now? Why the push against this now as opposed to a couple years ago? Because all you got to do is drop a couple drops of the alternative energy into your regular fuel, and you can claim the credit. In true to form, here, Senator Kirkpatrick out of Arizona discovered this loophole and has put forth a bill, H.R. 2967, to close the loophole. It's supposed to sunset for the end of this calendar year. Should all be well and good, right? Well, loophole happened. Okay, the taxpayers paid $7 billion. In their infinite wisdom, the IRS has already declared that a separate bill from the Farm Act of 2007 makes these forest companies eligible. This time, potentially worth $25 billion incentives. So they've opened up Pandora's box by incenting non-green behaviors under the premise of green. I'm here to tell you that, hey, mistake was made. Government tried to do the right thing to promote green behavior. Anything but the reality is happening, and these need to be closed. This needs to be discussed, and the taxpayer dollars need to go towards green behaviors, not tax incentives to support industries that are otherwise unprofitable.
Tim, talk about business, though, really quickly. How are sales of the products? Price differential between these and other products? Most people are familiar with them.
Well, this is good news. Again, recycled paper, fundamentally, our product is cheaper than the other guys. We're using your paper from the blue bins to put it back into something good. We pass that along. A lot of companies promote their green products and they charge a premium. We've decided not only to not charge a premium, we're a little bit less than the other guys. Okay, so we have got 100% recycled product. It works just as good as the other guys, and it's about 10% cheaper, by the way.
How are sales then?
Sales are up dramatically. We just launched at Earth Day this year. We're only about 5 months old, and the product is doing very, very well. We're trying to get the word out. This is one of the types of products where people need to come together and start doing it. They use these products. I can safely say every household uses toilet paper every day, and everybody in that.
Can I see that for a second?
Sure.
Hold on. I thought I saw something which made in USA.
Made right here.
Hecho en Estados Unidos.
Indeed.
Wow. Really?
Made in...
Isn't this on 80 in Fair Lawn, New Jersey?
Garden State of New Jersey. We manufacture...
So they actually founded in New Jersey, right, in 1950?
We've been looking, folks, we've been looking for what's still made in America, and here it is. We found the last product made in the United States.
Buy local for the, those in the New York.
It's good to see. It's good to see. Made in USA. That's nice.
Not only made in USA, this is your paper. That's what I like to say. This is all the work you do on your blue bins, we turn it back into something good.
Recycle. Tim, thank you.
Hey,
Tim Spring, Marcal Paper Mills CEO.